A Treatise on False Affection. By the Black Flame of Ma'at, Michael Griffin. What most people call love is not love at all. It is self-projection, casting their own emptiness onto another's body, mind, or soul, in a desperate attempt to feel whole. They do not love you. They love the way you make them feel when they're near you. What most call love is the art of manipulating another's insecurities to fill the bottomless void inside themselves. It is taking, not giving. It is performance, not presence. It is wanting someone to become an image, not witnessing who they truly are. They call it love, but it is control, possession, public status, and private consumption. I love you, they say, but what they mean is, you make me feel good, and I want to keep you as my drug. They want to elevate their image by being seen with you. They want your resources, your time, your affection, your obedience, and in return, they call it love, but it is trade, business contract, transaction, theater. And when someone like me comes along, offering real love, asking nothing, demanding nothing, trying not to change you, but simply to be present with who you are, they see it as weakness. They become cruel. They abuse. They test your limits, because to love without ownership confuses their entire framework. Does love even exist? Or is it just a clever invention, a spell, a contract, a cultural sorcery, to bind one's soul into the will of another? Divorce courts echo the same mantras. They don't make me happy anymore. They won't change for me. They don't fulfill my needs. They stopped giving me pleasure. And we dare call this love? No, this is legal prostitution. Emotional slavery. It is a business deal masked with romantic phrases. Let me tell you what it really is. It is witchcraft. Soothsaying. I love you becomes a spell, a soothing lie, meant to lower your defenses, so they can feed, as the Alukah they truly are. What they call love is feeding, like a vampire with fangs hidden behind soft words. They become succubi, incubi, leeches. Their partner becomes the host, and they, the parasite. When people say, I love you, I don't smile. I don't blush. I simply ask, do you even know me? Or do you love how you feel when you're around me? They usually get angry, because the truth unmasks their desire. The rabbis once told a parable. They called it fish love. A man says, I love fish. But what does he mean? He hooked the fish, gutted it, fried it, and now he's eating it. Is that love? If he truly loved fish, he would have left it in the river, watching it swim free, admiring its beauty without needing to own or consume it. Another replies, well, I would never eat a fish. I have an aquarium full of them. Ah, but what is that? You bought them. You caged them. You forced them to live in unnatural waters, on unnatural diets, so you could feel joy watching them trapped in glass. You don't love fish. You love owning fish. True love doesn't hook, doesn't cage, doesn't demand. It swims alongside, witnesses, adores, and lets be. So now, when someone tells me, I love you, and I say, then let me be, they respond, but you never chase me. You never prove it. You never do anything for me. And I know right then, they weren't seeking love. They were seeking a servant, a host to feed them, a mirror, a fantasy. So I've stopped explaining. Fish love is everywhere. And true love, if it exists, asks only to stand near someone and say, you owe me nothing. I just enjoy who you are. And if they walk away, you still smile, because their freedom was part of the love. That is the love I believe in, and I will not trade it for any other illusion. True love does not chase. Why? Because love honors the will of the other. If they walk away, love lets them. If they betray, love observes and refuses to stoop to madness. I am not defined by your opinions, your approvals, your idea that I need you in some manner to have meaning and value. I am already fulfilled. Jealousy is the illusion that someone owes you loyalty in a bond they never truly respected. Why be jealous of one who never chose you fully? Why chase one who already showed you how they value you, as less, as replaceable, as a pawn in their power game? That is not love. That is Eros with the lead arrow. You see, the myths tell us, Eros carries two arrows. One is golden. It strikes the heart and kindles true, divine desire. The other is lead. It drives one into obsession, confusion, madness. When you refuse to chase, when you do not become jealous, you are rejecting the lead arrow. You are saying, I will not mistake manipulation for intimacy. They want to be hunted, because to be hunted makes them feel wanted, even if they have no intention of being caught, or loving in return. But this is not love. It is addiction. It is psychological warfare masked as romance. The game is this. They run, not because they want to be free, but because they want you to feel powerless. They cheat, not because they found someone better, but because they want to see if you'll compete for them. Like a dog begging for scraps. This is not a heart-seeking union. It is a broken child looking for control. It is a succubus or incubus wearing the mask of longing. So you say, I will not chase. I will not prove myself. You have shown me what you are, and I believe you, because love, real love, does not test, does not demand performance, does not confuse attention with value. The lead arrow of Eros is a curse. It blinds the mind and floods the heart with illusion. And too many mistake the pain of obsession for the passion of love. But obsession is not love. It is longing without reciprocation. It is madness mistaken for meaning. I have stepped away from the madness. I do not chase. I do not cling. I do not spiral in the game. And for this, I am free. When you fully awaken to this truth, when you stop chasing, when you refuse the game, when you don't let jealousy or obsession possess you, something terrifying happens to them. They lose their grip on your soul. And that's when they turn. They gaslight you, because your clarity threatens their illusion. They shame you, because your refusal to play exposes their emptiness. They rage, not because you hurt them, but because you refused to become what they were trying to conjure out of you. They were trying to manifest their own sickness in you, to make you jealous like them, to make you obsessive like them, to make you need them, like a starving addict needs a fix. They were trying to cast you in the role of the fool, the chaser, the slave. And when you refuse the role, when you simply say no, when you don't engage the drama, don't fight, don't cry for them to come back, they reveal themselves. The mask slips, and there, behind the smile, beneath the charm, inside the tantrum, you see it, the parasite, the Alukah, the blood drinker, the vampirical spirit who lives only by feeding on your emotional life force. The ancient Hebrews called her Alukah, the feminine vampire, the psychic leech, the spirit who only lives by provoking you, starving you, shaming you, and then feeding on your reaction. She does not want love. She wants your suffering, because that is what nourishes her. She feeds because she has no life force. She has no soul. And to manipulate, to deceive, allows her to live by your own life force, until she drains you, until you are an empty shell of what you once was. And in her rage, she will leave you dead inside, blaming you, shaming you, driving most to madness, giving up on the very life, destroying more than the heart, but your very soul, for dare even giving of yourself to her. This is the Alukah. So when you say, I don't need this, I won't play your game, I see who you really are, they lose their grip, and in their rage, they become what they always were. Alukah, unmasked. That's when you truly reclaim your power. I do not curse them. I do not fight them. I do not try to win. I bless them and send them on their way, hoping they find what they are truly looking for, the love within themselves. They buried so deep, it is as the love never existed. In this I understand. I have compassion for them. I have mercy for them. For I see their sickness. I see their pain. I see their madness consuming them. So why should I be angry? Why get mad? For true love only seeks their well-being. The cure, that somewhere, somehow, they get well. There is no need to feel hurt. For who is mad at someone who has become almost mortal unwell? That death of their own soul is consuming them, like a disease. No, I will not hate them. I will only love them from afar, and bless them. I simply walk away, leaving the vampire to starve. In her hunger, maybe, just maybe, she too will see what it means to love. The final, terrible crossroad, the hidden fork in the path that is revealed only after you have seen the truth about love. Once you understand what real love actually is, a selfless presence, a witnessing without ownership, a being with, not a taking from, you realize something devastating. No one taught you this. And worse, you never offered it yourself, not fully, because the system you were raised in was never built on it. At that moment, when your eyes are opened, you must confront your own participation in the illusion. You must admit that you, too, were once a vampire, chasing validation, security, comfort, power. And then you reach a crossroads. The three roads after seeing true love. 1. The narrow path. Walking forward in true love. This is the hardest road. To offer love with no expectations. To ask for nothing in return. To simply say, I will walk beside you if you want me there. If not, I will still walk. And still bless you as you go. Most people cannot take this path. It is lonely. It is vulnerable. It requires you to surrender the ego entirely. It means facing the terror of being unseen, uncared for, and unneeded, yet still choosing to love. This is divine, but rare. 2. The dark path. Becoming the wizard of the game. This path is for the cunning, the one who has seen the machinery of the illusion, and now chooses to master it, not destroy it. They say, I will play better than the Alukah. I will enchant them as they enchanted others. I will feed on the feeder. This is the path of the warlock, the witch, the seducer of seducers. They no longer believe in love. They believe only in the power of illusion, and they cast it skillfully, not for union, but for dominion. This is where narcissists are born, not from blindness, but from enlightenment twisted. They are awakened, but corrupted. 3. The silent path. Apathy and disappearance. This is where most go. Not into mastery, not into selfless love, but into disgust, into distrust, into a deep, soul-crushing apathy. They say, there's no point in love. Everyone is playing a game. I'll just do me, alone. They withdraw from the system, but not with power, with bitterness, grief, and fear. They become isolated souls, wandering the forest of humanity with no map, no trust, no desire to try again. And in that moment, the Alukah laughs, because this was always her endgame. Not to destroy your life, but to drain your faith, silence your hope, and leave you emotionally still. The goal was never to win. The goal was to turn you into her, a loveless soul, who once tried, and now feeds off the silence. So what then? To walk the first road. The true path of love requires not just courage, it requires purification. You must grieve the harm you've done. You must forgive the harm done to you. And then, choose love anyway, even if it never returns. That is how you kill the Alukah within. That is how you break the curse. That is how you walk in the fire and come out whole. True love is the hardest thing you will ever do, not because it breaks you, but because it demands you break yourself open. It is the great unbinding, the sacred tearing away of expectation, entitlement, and illusion. To truly love is to stand naked before reality and say, even if I get nothing back, even if I am never held the way I long to be, even if this aching hunger in me never finds its match, I will love anyway. That is not romance. That is warrior work. That is alchemical fire. And yes, the mind will fight it. The body will rebel. The soul will scream. But what about me? What about my joy? What about my fairy tale? And in that moment, you must sit quietly and let those illusions burn, because otherwise, you will keep feeding on yourself. Like a wolf in a trap, you will chew your own paw, thinking you're freeing yourself, when all you're doing is bleeding in circles. This is what most never understand. The one we feed on the most is ourselves, our fantasies, our wounds, our hope of being finally fulfilled by another human soul. But no one can give you that, because love isn't about being filled. It's about becoming the vessel and pouring without clinging. And strangely, in that surrender, you often find a new kind of peace. Not the peace of a wish fulfilled, but the peace of no longer waiting. You are free, even if empty, even if still longing. You are not in the trap anymore, because you chose love, without needing reward. And in that, you became holy. You do not need to find love. You do not need to be loved in return. You do not need to earn it, chase it, or prove you're worthy of it. Because the great secret is this: you are already the embodiment of love itself. Once you realize that, you no longer ask, "But what about me?" Because there is no me to defend, perform, or justify. Your worth is not defined by others. Your worth is not even defined by you. It is unconditional. It is unchanging. It simply is. You are not here to receive love. You are here to be it. And when you live from that place, when you wake each day knowing, "I am enough, I am love," then the entire machinery of need, suffering, and seeking falls away. You do not need to be chosen. You do not need to win someone's affection. You do not need to prove you're good, lovable, or important. You already are. You always were. You will never not be. This is what liberation looks like. To stand fully in your being and say, "I am love. I am enough. I am free." No more chasing. No more traps. No more hunger disguised as devotion. Only wholeness. Only truth. Only peace.